tire machine and how it operates. I'm going to go through the whole thing and show you what pedals do what and how everything works. But first, I want to talk about the different hand tools that we're going to need. The first and most important, the lovely soap. You need this when we're removing tires. We especially need this when we're installing tires. We just dip the brush in here and pull up the soap and use this to help us mount and dismount tires. But this is the most important tool we use when it comes to dismounting and remounting tires. Okay. The next tool we have is our tire tool right here. This end here is used for taking off wheel weights, and this end over here is used for hammering on wheel weights. But we need this to take off the wheel weights. We have a valve stem core remover. This takes out the valve stem cores, and then we have a valve stem puller. This will pull in the new valve stems into our wheel. And we have our new valve stem. And then just to cut out the old valve stem, you can use a pair of side cutters in order to cut out the old valve stem. We've got 3 pedals down here. The one on the right, that pulls in the shovel. This is called the shovel. Pulls it in. That's what's going to allow us to dismount the tire. The middle pedal is for the clamps here on the table. Push it once. Clamps go in. I push it again. Clamps release. The third pedal. This pedal will rotate the tabletop. If I put my foot under the pedal, it will turn the table in a counterclockwise fashion. Very slowly, but it will turn it back. And then I have a pedal on the left of the machine. This is for the air nozzle here, for adding air to our tires. Okay? So let's get a tire and let's show you how to dismount this. Okay, so I have my tire here. The first thing I want to do is take the valve core out of the valve stem. Go ahead and put your valve stem tool in here. And turn the valve. And then we have our core. And we could leave that on the table. And then we also need to take off the wheel weights. Here's one wheel weight. We're going to grab the wheel weight and pull towards the center of the tire. Flip the tire around and make sure there are no other wheel weights. So here's another one. And I'm going to pull that one off and put that aside. Next. Again, our most important tool, our soap. I'm going to go ahead and put some soap. It's right here along the lip of the wheel and the tire. And I'm going to pull the shovel back, and it doesn't really matter what side you start with. I'll start with this side. I'm going to push the pedal, hold the shovel handle, and pull this, and it should slide off right again. Okay, put a little bit more soap. Go ahead and rotate the tire, push it again, and now we're off, and we'll put a little bit more soap on here to get it off. Okay. Next do is now turn the tire around, put it back in. Again, we want to put a little soap on here. Grab the shovel handle, push the foot pedal. Spin it, do it again. Now we're all the way up. Okay, and now we're ready to put this on the tabletop. Okay, so what we're going to do is take our tire, and again, when we lift this, we want to bend our knees. We don't want to use our back to lift this. You're going to wrench your back. So squat down with your knees, pick up the tire with your back straight. Go ahead, put it on the table. Push the center foot switch. We'll lock this into place. Okay. Next, bring your arm over. Go ahead and just push this down so it's up against the wheel, and then you're going to turn this handle so this is called the duck bill. The duck bill is just off the rim. And once it's off the rim, you pull this handle back, and that will raise it up off the rim as well. So this is not making contact with the wheel. Next, we're going to grab our pry bar, put the pry bar in between the bead and the wheel, and put it over what's called the duck bill here, and pull. Hold this down with your hand, don't let it go, and push the pedal. Okay, and then we're going to lift this up, put it back down in the tire, get the bottom bead, tie that up, hold the tire, hold it, and my tire's off. Now, one thing we're going to do is take off the old valve stem. So I'm going to rotate this back. What I want to do is get a pair of pliers, and I'm going to cut down here. And you're not going to get this all in one cut. So just nibble away at this. And you don't have to cut the whole thing off. And there's our old valve stem. We want to replace these with a new valve stem. So again, we want to take a little bit of soap. Just put a little bit of soap on the valve stem. Grab our valve stem tool, push this up through the bottom and screw that into the tool. And then we're going to pry this up until it pops into place. It should pop into place pretty easily. Okay. The other thing we need to do is take the core out of the stem. This can help us inflate our tire a little bit easier, but make sure you hold on to the core and you don't lose that. So I'm going to put that up here. Okay, so now we're ready to remount our tire. We're going to take our soap again, and we're going to go around the bead of the tire. Just slop this on. It's okay. And we're going to do the other side as well. And you can do the rim as well. Just coat the rim where the bead is going to seat. Fine. And we're going to bring our tire here. Bring our arm back over, and it should be in the same spot. Now this time, we're going to use this part, and the tire is going to go under the bill. So I'm going to bring this here, hold it here. My hands are not going to be here. I don't have my fingers in here. I always have my thumbs out, my hands out. So I'm going to walk it around. You want to walk the tire around, okay? Same thing here. I got this under here. And it's on. Now you want to make sure that we're below this when you're mounting this, okay? So we want to make sure we're below this as it's going around. That'll help us get this on a little bit easier. Okay, so now we're mounted. Our arm out of the way. Go ahead and connect our hose, and we're going to add some pressure here. Now, one thing you need to know, if I push this pedal down all the way, it pushes a blast of air, and that'll help seat the bead if we need to, but generally you just need to push this down halfway, and that will add air to the tire. I don't have my hands on here while I'm doing this, just in case I don't want to get my hands caught under here. And I'm going to watch my meter. Let's get a close-up here, because you need to see where I'm at. We never go above 40 pounds. That's 40 pounds right here. This is not 40 pounds, that's 4 bar. We don't deal in bar, we only deal in pounds. So we're only going to go up to here. We never, ever, 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 ever go above 40 pounds. Ever. So when this needle gets to here, we stop. If this isn't seating on the bead and you're at 40 pounds, then you come get me. Otherwise, you don't go past 40. And it should seat below 40. You should be okay. So I'm going to put a little more air in here. 20, 30. Now I'll take this up to about 36, 38. That's fine. And that's where we stop. Okay? So let's back this up. Okay, so now we're back to our tire here. Once we're there, we're going to get our valve stem. Here. And with one hand, I'm going to hold the valve stem. With the other hand, I'm going to release the air chuck. And I'm going to go ahead and screw that in. It doesn't need to be super tight, but tight. Okay, once that's in, I push the center pedal to release the locks. It's released, and now I'm done remounting my tire.